Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Francisca, and if you're new to this channel, I say welcome. If you're an old subscriber, I will say thank you for staying true to my channel and welcome back. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a kimono robe. The hands of this robe are not cut separately because there are some patterns that will show you where the sleeves are cut separately. So the sleeves are not cut separately. The sleeve is cut together as part of the main bodice, together with the main bodice. So you're going to see how that is done. At the end of this tutorial, you should know how to make kimono robes for yourself. You should know how to make kimono robes for sale. You should know, if you're even getting married, you can also make kimono robes for your bridesmaids. So basically, and it's a very simple tutorial. I'm going to explain in detail as much as possible. I'm going to put you through some things that I did to ensure that this came out well and right. And also, there was something I did in this tutorial that would give your robe sort of like a little bit of a wraparound effect. So you're going to see how I do that. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos, and we can now get right into the tutorial.
So I have marked my top line, which will be the basis for my measurement. So what I'm going to do now is start with my neck width. I'll be marking 3 inches because I want my neckline to be as close, not as open. So I'm going to go ahead now and mark my shoulder plus sleeve length, and I'll be going with 18 inches. Now the reason the shoulder and sleeve length is together because it is not cut separately. It is cut together with the shoulder is cut together with the sleeve, or is marked together with the sleeve. So the next thing I'll do is mark my sleeve opening, and I want to go with 12 inches. My normal armhole is about 8 inches. I mark another point and then I draw a straight line. So right now I'm going to determine how wide I want my kimono to be, and you use your hip measurement as reference. So my hip measurement divided by 4 is 9.5 inches, and I'll be adding 2 inches to this. Now you can try to go with 2 to 4 inches for that. You can determine the length of your kimono, how short or long you want it to be, and I'm adding 1.5 inches allowance to the bottom. The measurement I marked for the main body of the kimono, I'm going to mark that same measurement at the hem as well, which is 11.5. So I mark another point 11.5 and draw a straight line. So this is the main body of the kimono, and I'm marking a straight line down. So once I'm done with that, now I'm going to go ahead and curve out my sleeve bodice junction because I don't want that place to be so pointed when I sew. Next thing I'm going to do now is mark my neck depth of 1.5 inches for the back. I don't want it too high because we're going to be attaching a collar, and I curve it out. Now I'm going to add my seam allowance for my sleeve, which is about 1 inch, and then 1/2 inch for joining the bodice back and front together, which I'm marking out. I add curves where necessary, and then the other points and join it straight down. So once I'm done with this, now I'm going to cut the back piece out, following all curves and straight lines. And once I'm done with this, I'll be using the back piece as a basis for cutting the front piece. So what I'm going to do now is place my back piece on another piece of fabric, which is going to be on fold, and I actually left an allowance of about 1.5 inches on the center front because I want to create this wrap around effect. And then I'm going to cut out my back piece out. I'm going to cut out my front piece on this. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to adjust the front neckline. What I'm going to do is take out a few pins so that I can have access to the front piece, and then I'm going to be marking how long how the length of my neckline. So I'll be going with about 12 inches for that, and then I get my pattern master and sort of like create a curved V shape on this front piece, and then that's it. What I'm going to do now is to now cut open the center front of this kimono, and then there we have it. I place the front piece on the back piece, and I'm going to be pinning down the sleeve and shoulder part of the kimono. So this is, you can see the wrap effect coming up already. So what I'm going to do now is join the front and back shoulder sleeve pieces. I think I'm going to give that one word. I join it down for both sides, both the left and right sides. And once I'm done with that, now I'm going to just show you what the neckline looks like. This is the back neckline, and that is the front neckline right there, and that is the shoulder sleeve joining. So what I'm going to do now is join the main bodice. So I join the sleeve / side seam together with half an inch seam allowance, and then your kimono is already formed. I'm going to show you guys on a mannequin. So this is how it looks like. Now what I'm going to do after this now is to measure the entire length of the open space. So I get the measurement starting from the bottom of the robe all the way to the shoulder joining. This is the front piece. Now whatever I get at the front piece, I'm going to multiply that by 2, and then I'm going to add the measurement from the back. So I had 36 by 2, that is 72. So I'm going to measure the back now. The back neckline, and I had about 7 inches, which gave us 79. So I've cut out the piece already, which is about 79 inches. So the width is about 5 inches, so I folded it in 2 and pressed it. So what I'm going to do now is to attach this to the robe, and I'll be starting from the center back. So I attach the collar to the robe for ease of sewing, so that because this fabric is kind of stretchy, so I want to limit how stretchy it gets when I'm sewing. So I join it with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I'll end up with about a 2-inch collar. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to top stitch this collar to hold it in place, and I make sure the excess fabric is towards the main robe, and I top stitch all the way from the bottom up and down to the other side. So once I'm done doing this top stitching, what I'm going to do next is to sort of like whip the hemline of the robe, and then also whip the sleeve, the raw edge of the sleeve opening. And I'm going to be folding this in just once. I don't want to double the hem, so just once, and I sew it with the allowance required, and this is how it looks like. So I'm just going to press this so that it stays nice and flat. You don't want your kimono to look somehow. So for the making of the belt or the sash, it's the same way you make your the collar anyways. So this is going to end up being a 2-inch belt, so I'll be sewing with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I pivot my needle around the fabric where necessary, and then I sew all the way down. So actually at the end of the day, there's going to be an opening on one side of this belt. You can try to make your opening on the side seam of the belt actually. So I notch the edges at the corner, so it makes that part of the belt very pointed. So I poke it and I turn my belt inside out, and then I press my belt, and this is how it looks like. So what I'm going to do now is turn that open end in, and I'm going to be top stitching around that part, so make sure it ends up nice and neat for you. So when we are done, I'm going to show you how the kimono robe looks like on a mannequin, sewn and ready. So if you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to click the bell so you get notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you for watching.